Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to discuss about another topic related to Qshell and CL program. So just assume a scenario where we are working for a project and we are supposed to create some directories or file. But before you directly create or modify anything in your directory or file, it is always better to check your present working directory or your current directory, because whenever you hit your command without specifying any path, like usually as I shown you in our previous session, like to create the directory we use mkdir command, then with a space we use slash home slash admit and then the directory name, right? But let's say if we are not providing any part to it, then in that case where it will create it will create by default at your present working directory. But sometime it is not uh, needed to create everything in your present working directory and you want to create it somewhere else, right? So to identify that thing, like, because before we create anything we should be aware like where it is creating. So for that we will do, we will check the working directory first. So to check the present working directory, I will show two ways. One is through the qshell command. Although the command is quite short, like you just need to write 3 characters and it will give you the present working directory. But how we will use it, and write like also we will also check how we can use that command with cl program in order to showcase present working directory. Let's say if someone calls that program, so it will tell the exact working directory where it is for your system, right? Fine. So let's discuss few ways to identify it. So first way is to use work lnk command. So you can simply write work lnk, then hit enter. Then whatever the directory you are seeing here is your present working directory slash home slash sharmit. Okay, so this is the one way, but this is not, you can say, the perfect way, because for whenever we are dealing with qshell, so we should know about the command, actual command, because mostly we used to work on the qshell command, right? So in that case we should know how to identify this with qshell command. Okay, but this is also a one way through which we can identify where what is our current working directory or present working directory. Okay, and if let's say if you change this, you take 5 here, so it will change accordingly because now you're in this particular directory hash hash. Okay, all right. Now what we will do, we will identify this thing but with the help of qshell command. So for that, just simply go and write qsh here, and here you can type one thing which is pwd, present working directory, and this is the simplest command. You can say pwd present working directory and then simply hit enter. Once you hit enter, it will give you the present working directory which is slash home slash sharmit. Okay, so that's why I was saying that it is the smallest command for qshell, where you can just simply write pwd and it will give you the present working directory. All right. Now I'll tell you why we are learning about this present working directory, because command is small, but why we are using it, it is important, right? So to identify that, what you will do, uh, let's create. Firstly, I am listing down all the directories and file with ls. So hit enter. You can see these are the directories. Now let's say I want to create new directory, so I will use the command mkdir, and I'm not giving any path, and I'll put just testing. Okay, and then once I hit enter, you can see it is created, and if you do the ls, it will show you in your directory itself testing is there. Why? Because our present working directory was slash home slash sharmit. So that means if you hit any command directly, it will create in your default location, which is your present working directory. Same thing you can verify with the help of worklnk. Worklnk, and here you can see that yes, it is there. You can navigate it for, yeah, here it is. Testing is there, right? So that's why now suppose a scenario you are working for a project and someone asks you to create the directory, and by without specifying any path you create it, right? You use the mkdir, then in that case it will directly stored it in your home lab present working directory. But in some situation we don't want to create in home working present working directory, right? So in this situation we should be know like what is our present working directory, and then accordingly we can change. I'll tell you how we can change this, but in this session we are just discussing about how we will identify it, whether we are in the present work, what is our present working directory. Okay, fine. So this is the one thing I want to show. Now another thing, how we can achieve this with help of cl program, because cl programming is, we are learning about cl programming and we should know about these things. So for that I'll take option 2 here, because I have already created one program. And if you look at this program, we have one variable, because there is nothing to make it as dynamic, so I'm not accepting any parameter. Because but you can take parameter. Let's say if I want to make a program where if I take option 1 through the parameter, then it should create one directory, otherwise for option 2 it should show the present working directory. So accordingly you can design it, right? But at the moment I don't think so there is any such need. So that's why I just create a simple program. You can see it is quite simple, right? So let's see what we are doing here. Just simply write dcl, take f4. Here you can put your variable name along with the type, along with the storage with a length 256. Although this length is also not needed because we are just using 3 characters. But always keep by default length as 256, so that if by any chance if you extend your command or there is any change, then in that case there is no need to change anything in your program. Okay, so by default length I always prefer to go with 256. It is totally dependent on you how you would like to go, but this is what I do. Fine. So post declaring variable you can build the command. So for that you can write chgvar, press f4, put your variable name. In my case variable name is command, and this is the smallest command. So in single quote you can write pwd. Okay, so what it will do, it will execute this command and store the, like, it will not execute the command, we have just built the command. So once the command is built, then you can simply go and execute it. So to execute it you can write strqsh for executing or for starting the Qshell. So take F4. Here you can put command your variable, so you can see ampersand command, so it will create your, it will execute your command. So let's quickly compile it and see what it is returning. It is compiled. Now you know that we are not accepting any parameter, so we can directly call it. So I'm calling it. So it is showing me the present working directory, which is /home/Sharmit. That is fine, right? Because this is what we are looking for. So it is created. Now I'll tell you few more things through which we can simplify more. We can more simplify this program. How? What if I say that these two lines is not needed? Yes, you can remove these two lines, but what you just need to do is take F4 here, hit enter, and in initial value you can put pwd, because this is something that we don't want to change any. Uh, this is something that we don't want to change in further program. So you can simply write it like this, pwd, and then there is no need to keep these two lines, because we have already set pwd as in as the initial value for this variable. So whenever you execute it, it will work and it will show you the present working directory. Okay, but always go for this initial value when you are sure that you are not going to make any changes in it. And let's say if you want to change something here, then in that case you can go with chgvar thing. Okay, so if you are writing it here, then no need to put it here. But if you are, although it will replace, like if you keep both the things, then it will replace your value. Okay, so this is the one thing that I wanted to show you. And yeah, that's all for this session. And if you have any kind of difficulties with basic things like how to declare variables, chgvar, then I have already created a separate sessions for each of them, so you can refer the playlist. Everything is in proper sequence, so that will that would be more helpful for you. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. I hope it is clear to all of you. In the next session we will discuss few more things, so thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.